Abusuafo mo nyina kwa ba edeba Mat TV Africa so. Apostle Dr. Isaac Owusu Bempah. Ene wafuru simpi ni apa de ensembia begu bidwasrada. We eye testimony eno de abetu bidwasrada. Nyame enum rekure nie. Ene amu tie testimony bi awia ni nyina no. Nyame enum rekure ni obi a aboto anya senketwa. Ene nke de ya danso ye na igu abonten. Ke betia ne se a plane ene na akwa ho. Ene nyame ene fafi o chemu se ono ene ne nkwala ni bi eye se amutu kwan akọ South Africa bruchima mu. Ene ekwa emu no ena wo chemu se ewiemhye amutim no nyame nkwa enka wiemhye no ehwe ase. Yenko ni nkutie sede o che ne nsemu fae.
Now sofo na nakwasi at plane no.
Reverend Anakwesi was with me on the flight.
Kofi we mfre Kofi mra. And I'm a second born. No.
And my second born.
Also, Kofi mame. And I'm Madame Fubia. Your friend Nana Prempe. And he didn't say. Nana Osei.
And a friend of mine who is called Nana Osei.
Your friend Prince Nana Osei.
He's called Prince Nana Osei.
Ofra him fear.
He's from the palace. He's from the royal family.
The NTN and acquired the men can't.
And I'll not disclose the reason why we went with him. He's from the royal family.
And yes, South Africa near call you. And yes, we are called Johannesburg.
We did not travel to South Africa or Johannesburg, but we actually went to Swaziland.
Maybe I can Swaziland for
where the king of Swaziland resides.
Now, I just saw Johannesburg and Sana would the plane at Twasso.
But if you are going to Swaziland, you must make a stop at South Africa. Before you connect another flight to Swaziland.
I
want everybody to be attentive. Don't despise what I'm about to say. So today when you get home, use what you are going to hear to revive your faith.
You fly free Hanuma. Now I have 5 hours flight. 5 hours and 30 minutes. You take it 10 hours. And I 11 hours.
So in the trip from Ghana to South Africa was within 10 to 11 hours.
Nah. Kofi bra. What do you know cheni in Amra? Fa o cheni in no bibi abra. Bonsama Kofi.
Put your hands together for Kofi Isaac.
Na yeduru baby Ethiopia. You're from Addis Ababa.
So
Addis Ababa.
When our first flight landed at Addis Ababa.
Now you're full plane.
So we're boarding another flight.
Johannesburg.
To Johannesburg.
You plane.
As soon as we entered the plane, please listen attentively. I was not asleep.
Demons.
All of a sudden, I saw demons entering the plane. They were smallish, but they had long ears. And they had some tiny horns on top of their head.
Wings at a bat,
and their wings were like that of a bat. I saw that these demons invaded the plane. All of a sudden, I saw these demons mopping the aeroplane.
But
there was no death
in
the plane. So when I gained my consciousness, I was asking, what am I seeing? What is happening? So as I was seeing them, I thought they had also seen me. But it looks like they could not identify me or they could not see me. But I was looking at them. All of a sudden,
business class.
I saw 2 of these demons went to stand beside a certain woman at the business class. One was holding a sword and the other was holding an arrow. And they were so furious. as they were standing beside the woman.
Me so ma me nim no.
I also don't know the woman.
Afedi mu ya ne say o ma clean plane no ma wie. Me hu so o mu nyina free plane no, including mienu no mu ko gina ma me ne nchen. O mu nyina free plane no no mu ko.
So I saw that these demons had finished mopping inside the aeroplane and they were done and they left. With the two who were standing beside the woman, they also left. So I was asking myself that what is happening? What am I seeing? What does this mean? So I also asked the Lord to give me an explanation to what has been revealed unto me. But I didn't get anything. Your plane are ready, able take it off. So everything was set for us to depart.
Exit ebi wa ha say bibi twia fa na fa show ha mo trample mu da o ma demonstration ni nyina awie so the small car ayana a push plane na be push a plane na je say bibia is on course.
So the air hostess had finished giving their making their presentation about the safety rules whenever you board a flight or whenever you are boarding a flight, and the plane was moving backwards to the position where it must begin to
pilot
take the flight.
Hours do yedi be free baby e wo no akọ Johannesburg.
To the point where the pilot also announced the hours that we are going to stay in the air.
Obi a watena plane mu da bia nim o ma kire aduane a o de be maye ama e book a obi anhwem no nchuso aduane o pe me pese me kire say bibia ye set.
So they are giving us a menu for us to go through so that you have the opportunity to choose or the privilege to choose the meal that you want or you prefer. So everything was set.
Engine is so condition bibia.
So the engine had already been started. Everything was intact.
Yeah, full plane in an engine is so that.
So before we boarded the plane, the engine was already on. Yeah. Everything was set.
Afei yati plane sa plane move ya de hu ya ne say engine ni nyina ko off.
So as the plane started moving, before they will increase the acceleration, everything came to a stop. The engine stopped. The engine shut down.
Pilot also anka bibia ankyere but a doom.
The pilot did not say anything. No announcement was made before everything went off. So I was quiet in the plane. I was sitting down quietly in the plane.
And I rather catch them and say, Nia esi, our form and Kebesi was so.
So as I was sitting down quietly, the Lord spoke to me and he said, what has happened here while the aircraft is on the ground was meant to happen in the air.
A honor me whom angel, our kuta sword, our bejina plane name. Nti a chire kran san the rade catch them so on the smart angel no. I'm a best stop plane no because demons are planning so on back crash plane was through. Not because of me, not because of phobia plane, but nipa ba kupe binti.
So an angel appeared to stand in front of the aeroplane with a sword. So it was after the incident that the Lord was giving me details about all that happened, and he told me that he was the one who sent the angel to come and stop the plane from flying. So if you ask Reverend Nana Kwesi and my son Kofi,
engine call off.
When the engine went off,
just like that. Pilot names engine call off because everything is okay.
And the pilots themselves didn't know that the engine was going to shut down. But it took everybody by surprise. And because of the revelation that I had,
I'm saying, no, something is not right.
I told myself that something was not right.
I'm sorry, plane.
So I stood up in a plane.
And I'm a call. And
I went straight to the supervisor.
And I'm a bus and said,
so I asked her, what is going on? Something is happening.
Oh no, so okay, Oba.
So she also told the prophet that she should give her some few minutes. And I'm
right baby a pilot for no.
So she went to where the pilots are.
Oba no ka kyerɛ me sɛ pilot for no sɛ ɔmo nim the reason why a plane no ɛyɛ saa. But
So-
ɔmo sɛ ɛyɛ technical problem na na ɔmo sɛ ɔmo take care of it.
So when the supervisor returned, she told the prophet that this is there was a minor technical issue and they are handling it, so everything will be fine.
And I'm saying no.
So
no, BB koso.
So the prophet insisted that no, something is going on.
And to me, original plane.
So I stood up in the plane
I need to yes, sir.
and I shouldn't have behaved like that.
And I'm saying, I'm to plane.
And I said, all the passengers on board, listen to me.
Plane way, the sea or form and Kebesi was raw.
What we just experienced on ground would have happened when we were airborne.
No, Yamina Adam na sea or form her, Sebaya and Kosiso.
It's by the grace of God that it happened when we were on land.
Intermediate, Mehubribi.
So with me, I have seen something.
Etimene, Memma, and Madame Fo, ye see a free plane.
So with me and my children and my friend, we are getting out of the plane.
Now, our person will not plane.
But anyone who wants to die, stay in the plane.
A honor, Obitiam can say, South Africa, minister, and a tono.
So it was at this time that someone shouted from the back that the woman sitting in front,
One can woman or say,
the person sitting in front is a minister from South Africa.
it will be a gentleman or tone because no me.
So from the direction that the person who shouted pointed, I thought it was a certain man.
Oh, in fact, omu dress in it says omu and munyamfo.
And their appearance signified that they were prominent people.
And to me call omu chain.
So I went straight to them
I'm catching him say me minister.
and I told them that I'm a minister.
Plane na ye timono. Say ye koso tinem na san take you off ye nyina ye be wu wiem. Into one name minister. Okon kan kire pilot ne say me see plane intimi fly.
So I told this person that I am a minister and I'm telling him that if we continue to stay on board and the airplane takes off, we are going to die.
And one say, please, can you go and sit down?
And the man said, please, can you resume your seats?
And I'm saying, you want me to go and sit down?
And I told him, do you expect me to go and sit down?
Me, I won't sit down.
With
if
me,
you like,
I'm not going
you
to sit down. But if you want or you prefer,
me,
you can sit
my
down.
family, we are going out.
But as for me and my family, we are going out of the plane.
And this flight can never fly.
And this airplane can never fly. This airplane can never fly. If you like, you can challenge me. So they started the engine again.
Air conditioning heat.
So the air condition was not working well. Instead of cooling the air,
And a
the air was
gentleman
becoming
can say,
hotter.
South Africa minister netron be catch me say, "Enya papa no omu mienu ye ne bodyguard, but maame no." Na je say maame na mu say demons tuna be gina ne nchen say ono a. And me call maame ne nchen direct.
So the gentleman who shouted about the minister from South Africa pointed the woman to me. That there is a woman rather who is the minister from South Africa, but the men behind him are her aides.
And I'm saying, minister, my family and I, we are going out.
So I told
if you
the
want
minister,
to die, if you want to die, you stay in this flight.
So I told the minister that as for me and my family, we are getting down.
And I'm
But
sure
if she
people
wants, she can fly with this flight.
Come and follow me.
So I shouted in a plane that anybody who does not want to die, follow me and let's get off this flight.
And when a man first started almost sorry.
So people begin to rise up from their seats.
The Muyani said, "Oh, my friend, Ameno, minister, and then call baby a pilot for no."
So they came to call the minister, who was the woman seated in front, and they took her to where the pilots are.
Minister, by no, the Omukro Kasa can be the action, the body guys, the Muyan so my former bag, Omu Piako. And I'm so wow.
So when the minister came back,
The minister is going.
He said something to her bodyguards in their native language, and all of a sudden I saw that these gentlemen took their bags.
Edi ade na woman caught in on the bodyguards in Ipiako.
So what did the woman hear from the pilot that she came to take her bodyguards?
And I'm a catch
getting
woman and say,
on the plane.
And for so on, so on the Opiako,
So I told all of them that have you seen that they are taking the minister out because he is of more relevance. They are taking her out. So some men came into the flight
And also on way in charge.
and the person said he's the one in charge
What
of this
is the
aircraft.
problem?
And what is the
And I'm
problem?
catching say, Openi, this plane, intimate.
So I told him that, gentleman, you know something? This airplane cannot
I
fly.
bet crash you with
If you try, it will crash in the air.
Now crash and I crash no. And when you may, I'm gonna see what from Hano. And you're warning, say, you free plane munko because something is going on.
And what would have caused the plane crash is what has happened here as a warning or as a sign to us that we should not fly.
I've also my friend engineers.
So afterwards, he told me that they have called their
And
engineers
you plane on
and they are working on it, and within the shortest possible time.
I've
They'll finish with their work.
30 something minutes time.
So after about 30 minutes,
The ATN is a pilot announcement.
announcement came from the pilots saying
Sir, problem is very difficult.
that they are having some difficulties. They are having some difficulties
No more flyer BBC, so
with
they
the
can
engine,
fly.
so they will not be able to fly.
Bon summer, Rabbi.
Put your hands together for the Lord.